Hey, welcome to Local Business Insider. I'm Matt Witte. I'm here with Shawn Williams, the owner of Affordable Cabinet Refacing. So, if you are considering getting your kitchen redone or you want to learn about the process, Shawn is definitely your go-to guy. So, excited to have Shawn here. Shawn, why don't you give an intro and tell us a little bit about your business?
Hi, I'm Shawn Williams. I own Affordable Cabinet Refacing. We're an alternative to replacing all your cabinets. We can come in and put new doors on, new crown molding, change the surface, give you something that looks like new, for at least half the money, sometimes a third the money. We do it in 3 to 5 days. It's pretty simple. We do the same thing the big companies do. We just do it for less money.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I've talked to consumers, that have talked about, the selling their homes and potentially gutting the kitchen before they put the home on the market, which in terms of being cost effective, is not necessarily the best option. And a lot of people have these solid cabinets, Shawn, where they really don't need to rip all the cabinets out. And one thing that people ask about, I know it's probably, you've heard this before, is that you said the average job maybe is 3 to 5 days. What kind of demo are we talking about? Because I'd imagine, some people coming into my kitchen and my wife talking about like how much mess are they going to make because the two of us would have to clean it up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's pretty minimal. We come in the first day. We'll actually put tarps down just in case. But most cabinets are not painted already. If they are painted, we have to do a little more sand and get the old paint off. But we're just going to take the doors off, scuff up the cabinets a little bit, so when we apply the new surface, it has something to stick to. And then it's pretty simple. We're not ripping everything out. So pretty much we're just going to come in a van, take all the doors out, put them in the van, and that's most of it. It's not going to be a big, truck outside your house telling everybody what you're doing. So
Exactly.
neighbors won't know what you're up to.
Yeah.
I've had customers that didn't want people to know they were being refaced because they were going to tell them they were new. So as long as nobody sees you there, people usually can't tell that they've been refaced.
Right. Yeah, you really can't. And you've done a couple kitchens for us at different properties, and we're super pleased with the whole process. So what maybe refresh everybody here, like what's the process? They reach out to you, and then tell us what goes on from there.
Yeah, people call in. I'll give you the number now. It's 617-960-7105. You'll get Deborah on the phone. You actually get a live person, and it's Deborah every time. She's been here about 7 years. People love her. She's nice. I think everybody that works here is nice. We don't have a ton of people, but we have a few, and they're good people, and they're nice to talk to, and they know what they're doing. But you'll talk to Deborah. She'll set up a time to have Chuck come out, maybe Bob, one of the two. We don't have 20 salespeople. We just have one. And then if we have overflow, then our install manager will handle some of it, or I'll come out and handle some of it, just so we don't have to hire people and then fire them during the slow seasons like the big companies do. That way, everybody always has work and is happy. So Chuck will come out. He'll show you sample doors. He'll hold them up in your light so you can see what they look like, because when you're in Home Depot or Lowe's and you're looking at cabinets, they have different lighting than you. So it's a lot of times you get it put in your house and it doesn't look exactly like you thought. So we're going to hold it up under your light, show you exactly what it looks like. He's going to give you a price. He's not going to try to get you to buy now. There's no high pressure. From day one, the idea was that we wouldn't have to pressure people. How do we do that? We have to have a good enough price. We have to have a price that we can leave you with and that you'll call back. And that's how we get our business. So Chuck or Bob will tell you to shop it. Call the other companies. You'll be amazed at the price difference. It's just that we're a little leaner. We don't have as many people to pay. They do a great job too. It's just that they have too many people to pay. So if you decide to do it, say you call us back in a couple weeks, call Chuck back. He'll come back out. He'll write everything up for you, what color we're doing, what moldings you want. If you want to change the drawer boxes, we can change the drawer boxes. We can put the soft close in. We can do most everything that you can do with new cabinets. A lot of people go to new cabinets because they think with refacing you can't get soft close drawer boxes or soft close doors or rollout shelves or trash rollouts. We can do all that, that you can do with new cabinets. So he'll set up a time for us to install. So before he leaves, when he writes it up, he'll actually tell you when we're going to install. We'll look at our calendar and you look at your calendar and we'll say we can come out January 18th. say that's a Monday. I don't know if it's a Monday, but that's a Monday. We'll come out on Monday. We'll finish that work week. Most jobs are 3 to 5 days. People always ask me, will it be 3 or 5? It just depends. Sometimes we get in there. We had a job last week in Linfield that once we got in there, there was more work than we thought. Ended up going till Friday on that one. We usually don't. But when we got in there, there was more work. We didn't charge them extra for it. We just fixed it, but it just took more time. And those are the things we don't always know. But it's done within that week. When you decide to do it, you give us a third down, pay the rest when we're done. And then that's it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. And you did our kitchen quite a while ago, the first one, and it's held up very, very well. So the quality of the work is exceptional. We've had no issues. And I know you always said, look, if there's any problems, you call me and we'll figure it out. But at this point, we've had nothing. And even like some little things that are big things is, you'd say, look, these are some places you can get the hardware. You can you get some samples of hardware. I know you provide some hardware as well, so there's some options there. And then there's also some granite options where we went to a particular granite store that you had recommended, and they were phenomenal too. So it was virtually seamless, the whole process. And like you, I've done a lot of work to my house over the years, and sometimes chasing down contractors can be a real hassle. But we definitely didn't have any issues with that, and my wife loved the customization that you offered. So for example, on the top of our cabinets at the Andover house was pretty boring. They were boxy, and you read recommended, putting a molding on top, and it looks absolutely amazing. We did some of the pullouts, some of the custom, added all the soft close, and it almost feels like a brand new kitchen. It really does.
And we're taking it down. We're taking it down to the framework. We're throwing everything away and rebuilding it. In most cases, we do replace all the drawers, but there are times where we've had people that bought a new house and they didn't like the cabinets that came with it, and they're basically brand new. So we just reused all the drawer boxes. We reuse as much as we can, but we still have to take it down to the framework, sand it, put the new color on it. These days for the last 21 years of doing this, being in this business, it's been white, pretty much white or off-white. And we make the cabinet become that color. Then we add a white shaker door, white crown molding. The whole thing looks like new. And when you were talking about countertops, we do mostly quartz these days. Pretty much everybody does quartz. I think it's almost a perfect product. We don't do it. I wish we did, but we have a company we work with. If you want to make it kind of seamless, we can keep things easy that way. They've been in business for probably 25 years. They're a full-fledged company. They don't work out of the back of their truck. We can't work with somebody that's going to make us look bad, because we work hard to get good reviews and to make people happy. And, we get people that call us from 2007 that damaged a door, and we just run out and give them a new door. And it takes a few weeks to order it, but we don't nickel and dime them. We just give it to them. As long as we can afford it, we just give it to people and we take care of it. And we've had people sell their homes, buy a new home, and use us again. We've had a few people who have done it 3 times. So it pays off. It just takes a while to get there, but we're there.
That all makes sense. And think about this for a minute, Shawn. So you redo the kitchen, you put the nice quartz in, and all new cabinet doors. And in a lot of cases, you said drawers. What about the backsplash? Because I'd imagine, like at that point, maybe the backsplash that the old kitchen had is dated, and maybe they want to upgrade it. Do you guys handle that?
I have some people I can give you names of that do it. We don't do it because we're just busy with what we do. That's why we've never branched off into other things. We don't want to screw up what we do well. A lot of people spread themselves a little thin and they hurt their main business. So we just do this. It's hard enough to schedule this and to get it right. I mean, when we give people dates, we're over 90% on showing up on those dates and doing it. The only time we don't show up is if maybe there was a problem getting the material, maybe something was out of stock and the doors took a little longer to get made, but we hit our dates pretty well. So we can give you the name of somebody that can maybe do tile for you. But that's something you do last anyway. You get the doors up, you get your countertop in, and then what a lot of people do is they'll go to Home Depot, grab maybe 5 different tile samples they like, and just kind of set them up on the wall, see how it looks with their doors and countertop. And every day you take one away until you get to the last one you like, and then you know what color you want to do for the countertop. But that would be last.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. And I pulled up your reviews just to see where you guys were for the average consumer that might be checking. You have amazing review, nearly 5 star on all platforms that I saw, which is very telling because people will 100% blast you on the internet if you cross them. And we've seen that before. So you should be pretty proud of that you got all these great reviews, on the internet. And what do you think is the biggest thing that sets you apart from some of the bigger box stores other than price? I know your pricing is going to be better based on what you said. What do you think is the biggest difference for you guys?
The biggest difference is we have the same people over time. Home Depot is so big; they do so many kitchens. Some of the bigger companies that they need new installers every month. They have to get somebody new. People leave, people come. It's like a revolving door. They'll put somebody out there for a few weeks to train, and if in that time they put them out to do installs, and whether they're ready or not, and they have a crew that comes back that'll fix it for them. But there can be more problems in the beginning with bigger companies. So we have the same installers. They know what our mission is. They know what we need to do. We don't have to tell somebody every 2 weeks, that we need to make the customer happy and we need to do this way or that way. So everybody knows what they're doing. Same people for a long time. I started working for Sears in 2002, and I was a salesperson there. And while we were working there, it was actually a good job. I liked it. It was fun. People bought. But every few months or so, they kept raising their prices. And it was already expensive. We're cheaper today than Sears was 20 years ago. We're still cheaper. But we would go into a house and, give them a $27,000 price from Sears to do their cabinets. And every now and then they might go with it, but it was a lot of money. They could do new cabinets for then. Now our average kitchen is probably about $9,500. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, depending on the size of the cabinet. But we keep ourselves in a price point where, if you don't have the money, you can put it on a credit card. We don't offer financing because when you offer financing, you actually have to pay the finance company to offer their services. People don't know this, but we, a few years back, maybe 10 years ago, we signed up with a company to do financing. We were kind of excited, thought that would get us more jobs. But what we found out right away was if we sold a job for $7,000, that they wanted 700 of that. They wanted 10% of it automatically goes to them. Plus, they're going to get the money from the customer. These interest rates that these people charge are 20 to 30%. So they're going to make their money off the customer, and they make a lot of money off us. And when I complained about it, the guy told me that I should just raise my prices $700, and then if they don't use the financing, I'll make more money. So we ended that deal pretty quick. We just kind of go back to simple, keep it cheap. So worst case, you could put it on a credit card. It's cheap enough to do that in most cases. A lot of people get their miles that way.
As I say, and at 9,500, you know what I mean, to get a brand new kitchen, more or less. I mean, you can't get that anywhere. I mean, I'm hearing people gutting kitchens at $50,000 to $100,000, starting from scratch.
Yeah, and then we could probably sell kitchens for 20 if we wanted to, but we need to keep the steady stream of work coming in because we have good guys. I know I've had competitors that went out of business because they would gauge the customer. If they had a few nice cars in the driveway and lived in a nice neighborhood, they'd try to get them for a lot more money. But what would happen is, they wouldn't get enough deals and they would lose their installers. So we have the same installers. In fact, we have more installers now than we've ever had because 2 more companies that were our competitors have gone out of business because they're trying to make too much money. They get their costs got out of control. And, we're just reining it all in and we just keep it simple so we can pretty much always be in business. I have to do this. I'm good at nothing else at this point. So
yeah, well, you guys are very good at what you do, and like I said, we've had the 2 kitchens done. We've been unbelievably pleased with both, and I've showed pictures to friends that had mentioned, we're going to get a brand new kitchen, and I said, before you do that, if the cabinets are solid, consider this option. And I know that my cousin ended up working with you down in Cape Cod and a couple friends. So tell us how wide your net is, because you're in Andover, I know that, but You'll go as far as Cape Cod. Where else do you travel?
Well, we basically will go where the most work is and also where the installers live. A few of our installers live in Rhode Island. One lives in the Boston area. So we'll go Rhode Island, we'll go to the Cape just to keep them close to home. We don't want them coming to the North Shore every week. They'll end up burning themselves out. We have an installer that lives, in Stoneham. guy lives out west. So basically, our territory is we'll go out to Worcester west. We'll go south. We'll go like middle of Rhode Island, like Warwick, maybe East Greenwich. We'll go to the Cape, Mid Cape, and then we'll go as far north into New Hampshire as like Concord, maybe maybe a little bit farther than Concord. But that's kind of our territory. We'll go up to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So it's a pretty big territory, but it's basically to keep us working and to keep everybody working at home. So anytime we can keep them working in their city, it's better for them. Gives them a break.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that's quite a wide net, and I think it's one of the coolest things you're describing is it seems like, and you've said it before, but it's the same crew. And how great is that, right? That you got this solid crew that handles, different geographical areas, and you're not hiring every month to get new people. So that's amazing.
Yeah, installers in this business they're impossible to find. We've run ads in the past, and we get nobody. These companies you see online or on TV that talk about finding you a perfect candidate in one day. No, 6 months we couldn't get a candidate. They'll actually send us people that have nothing to do with this industry. They'll send us crazy things. We couldn't get one person. The only way we get somebody is if another company closes or if somebody leaves another company. It's the only way we can get people. And since 2 companies recently quit, we now have 6 installers, which means we can do a lot of work. So it's actually, there's more pressure on us now to do more work. But it's nice to have more installers because the more work we can do, the lower we can keep the prices. At some point, if I ever get down to where we can only do 1 job a week, then we got to charge more just to stay alive. But we're in a good position; we can do things affordably.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what's the best way to reach you? I know you've mentioned your phone number. What about website if they want to check you out?
Yep, AffordableCabinetRefacing.com. Or we have a link. If you want to go to shakerdoors.com, that'll take you there too. It's easy to remember and it's less to type in. Shakerdoors.com or call the office directly. Deborah's sitting there with a cell phone waiting for you to call. Her number is 617-960-7105. Fun to talk to. She's a nice lady. And you'll get her every time. You might get a voicemail. She's on the other line, but she'll call you back. A lot of times people will put leads in and she calls back within a minute if she happens to notice it come in. So we're on top of it. But that's the nice thing about being small.
Yeah, definitely. Well, awesome, Shawn. It was great having you on here again. And I wish I had another kitchen for you guys to do for me, but I don't. So I'll enjoy the 2 kitchens that you've done. And I hope you have a nice holiday with your family.
Thanks. You too. Talk to you soon. Bye.